Hey y'all, just wanted to share a little something from my day in case you might find it useful. I noticed after 2 years of the pandemic and being kind of isolated for most of the time, and I'm going from full-time self-employed to part-time self-employed, and part-time going to be working for an agency, and going back into the realm of employment, having supervisors, colleagues, clients that I'm working with on a regular basis, started to stir up some anxiety for me. And I realized before I go in for my interview and start working, it's part-time, so maybe 20 to 25 hours a week with these folks, I needed to address my nervous system. And so I had an inspiration, just move, and I acted on it, and I decided to go to the grocery store. Literally, go to the grocery store, not even get a cart, nothing, and walk around. And I decided to walk around and focus on people's innocence. Just the childlike innocence that resides deep inside all of us, underneath all of the noise of our minds. Every once in a while you go to the grocery store and you just make eye contact with somebody across your mask. And you can see the purity, you can see the love, you can see the light inside of them, and it's just a beautiful moment. Well, I decided to go to the grocery store and actually look for that, to embody it, to feel it, and to look for it in others. I spent about a half hour walking up and down the aisles really, really slowly, just connecting with people's purity of people's spirits. And within a half hour, I tell you the truth, at the beginning it was actually really hard. I started to notice my anxiety symptoms coming up. My chest got tight, my breath got short, I was having trouble getting a deep breath, my lips were a little tingly, my limbs were a little tingly, all symptoms I'm familiar with my anxiety, my history of anxiety. But I just stayed with it. Just kept going, just kept feeling the purity of my soul and the purity of the soul of each and every person I encountered, feeling that connection in our shared innocence. And after about a half hour of that, I had normalized. I felt fine walking around, no issues whatsoever. The anxiety had completely dissipated, and I was very comfortable being there. Felt like I could be there all day if I wanted to. And then I added another element. I have a buddy who happens to be a very grounded, and he's like a walking improv show. So he's very grounded, but like every moment he's so aware of what's going on. He's light on his feet. He kind of like bounces when he walks, and there's just always something that catches his attention, and he's got some funny commentary about it. And so for the second half hour of walking around the grocery store, with no cart, no nothing, it's just me, like hands in my pockets, behind my mask, like looking for people's souls and their innocence. And then the second half hour was imagining walking around with my buddy. And I was like bouncing around the grocery store, and things were catching my eye. I went into the pet aisle and was like looking at all the toys and all those like ridiculous like chew things and their treats and everything, and ended up buying some like veggie burgers that looked really good. And my baseline of like just connecting with people's innocence then had a new flavor of like vitality and life and confidence and having fun, and really shifted something for me. I'll probably do it for a couple more days before I go in for my interview and start spending time in this more social environment. But I wanted to share that with you just as an inspiration. One, so that you know that other people out there are feeling anxious and a little uptight and experiencing uncomfortable symptoms in our minds and our bodies, like I'm having that too. And then maybe you go try it out. I think I'm going to take it out of the grocery store next time and go down to the city and go downtown and just walk up and down the streets and do the same thing. Maybe go into some of the shops and stores and everything. And just give my nervous system a little bit of a gift of some calming, beautiful connecting, and then some playful, light, confident energy. And we'll see how that goes. But it's working for me, and maybe it'll work for you.